Can you hear me?
You look hot, girl.
Thanks. I look so intense.
That's so exciting. Did you already do the photo shoot?
No, not yet. I was hoping to do it after that. He was like, "Can we do it at 4?" And I was like, no. I need to learn this Canva stuff."
Sorry, I had issues getting Jaden down. Hopefully she stays.
Oh, you're totally fine.
But we're a hot mess over here today, so I'm so flattered that you ladies are here.
We all want to know your secret sauce for Canva.
Oh, my secret sauce. Oh my goodness, I don't have secret sauce, but I will share all the knowledge that I have. Can you guys hear me okay? This headset is kind of weird and the mic is like way down here. I don't really know why the purpose of that is, but as long as y'all can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so I don't have a fancy PowerPoint. I don't have anything exciting. I just wanted this to be like interactive and answer any questions that you guys have or issues that you guys run across when you're creating stuff. But I just wanted to just share my knowledge, share tips. But I figured I would start the call by saying we all know, let's just say that we all know the things that move our business forward and all the things that we should be doing. And this is just the fun, fluffy stuff that we get to do when we acknowledge our team and different things like that. So everybody say aye, and then we can move forward. Okay, so let me see if I can share my screen with you guys. Okay, perfect. Can y'all see my screen? I'm gonna move you guys to like the top of my screen. There we go. Okay, cool. So when you open Canva, and I just want to go through the basics, and then I'm going to show you kind of how I spice things up a little bit. Let me just open this up real quick. So when you open up Canva, you can create your own account. It's free. I don't pay for anything that I use on Canva. You can, but I don't see a reason to have to do that. And then the neat part is it does keep an archive for you. So, you know, say you do an Emerald announcement or something, it's going to stay in here and you literally can just pop photos in there and it shouldn't take you long. So spend some time creating something that's a template for yourself, and then you can move on from there. And I often do that in terms of just like recreating things. So you'll see that I just kind of have a library of stuff in here. Okay, so first step is when you're creating a design, you can go through here and you can click, oh, I guess I should preface. I do use my phone sometimes for Canva, but I like being able to see everything big. And I'm like just really OCD about like things being in line and all that kind of stuff. So it's just easier to see on your computer, but you can definitely do it on your phone too. So on here, when you click more, there's a whole bunch of different options in terms of sizing. It's always safe to go with like a square image if you're trying to create images for like challenge tracker app, loading things into Instagram. It's kind of just easier that route. But if you're doing something like a calendar for your team, maybe I would pick something that's a little bit larger. So like these documents down here, you can choose to do like a desktop wallpaper size. So these are all really good ways. Oh, so people that do, for example, like a cover for their Facebook page, you can just click on this and it automatically does the dimensions for you. I would preface this by saying I'm careful with Facebook stuff in terms of covers because they will change their sizing often. And what it looks like on the mobile is different than what it looks like on the computer. So the best way to do it, I think, in my opinion, because everyone usually uses their phone anyways, like we're just all on our computer 24/7. So, but most people aren't, they're just on their phone. So pick an image that fits well on the phone, and then just leave space at the top and the bottom so that when it pulls into the computer, you're not cutting things off. So for example, can you see if I switch over right now? Okay. So if I click on, wow, my computer is being really slow. Any questions so far? No. I wonder if this can... There we go.
Steph, do you pay for is there a yearly fee, or what kind of fee is there for Canva?
I believe it is a yearly fee, but I don't pay for anything because it's really just images that you're paying for. You can use their templates and just change out the images to what you want. And so I don't see it necessary to make that investment, but you definitely can pay for it. It just kind of takes off their watermarks. So for example, like this image right here, now I didn't create this, so I can't take credit for this, but just as an example, when I open this up, see how there's this space up here and there's space down here, so that when it pulls in, it's not cutting anything off in terms of like width and height, but then on the mobile, you'll see the entire image. So just a note on that. Okay. So, oh, and then sometimes if I'm creating something custom, you can actually just click here and then you can type in your own pixels for stuff. It's rare that I do that, but sometimes. Okay, so I figured I would just walk through creating an image with you guys because I'm going to create a Lift 4 group anyway. So I'm going to create a square image for, like, you know how you guys have that when you open up your app and it's got that image on there. That's what I'm going to create. So I figured I would just do an example. So when you're starting, you can click create a design if you want to look at their templates. And so let's just click on like one of these square ones for fun. Okay, and so what I was talking about with paying, so you see how all these say like free on them? Some of them will say, okay, so this one doesn't say free, right? And there's a little money sign. So if I click this one, usually there's a watermark that'll pop up when I'm getting ready to export. Or if you guys ever see someone use a background, there's like that grid look on it. And they totally everyone's preference, right? I don't like the way the grid looks because I'm like, oh, it kind of looks, unprofessional or whatever it may be. So I try and always use like a free image, or I'll show you guys how you can import images in. So I won't click that one. Let's just click a fun template that's free that we can change up for fun. So you can just scroll through here, and I mean, there's a ton of stuff. So this one, I'm like, okay, this is kind of cool. I like that they've got some transparent stuff on here, or this one.
Like, is that the kind of one? I know how to do the ones for like my challenge app, but like the one that you have your with the blueberries, would that be one that you would pick for like an emerald announcement? And like, how do you get like their face in the circle?
Yes. Okay, so I'll show you.
And then everything else around it is really pretty and cool, and I don't get
it. I'll show you. So we'll spice things up. So you just want to pick out your template first. Let's just say you're like, okay, this is kind of cool. I like this. So it's a free one, so I don't have to worry about watermarks, right? And you can go down to elements, and here's where you can add your fun gadgets. So if you say, okay, so instead of the Lift 4 thing, let's just create like an announcement. So I'm like, okay, I don't really need all this stuff. I don't like it. Why is my computer being so slow, guys? Okay, so I'm just gonna go in, I'm gonna click delete on this stuff because I don't really need it. But say I like this little image, and I'm gonna use it as a background. So in frames, you can go in here, and this is how you can create your templates. If you pick something, you can just drag and drop images into here. So every time you have a new rank advancement, just drop their profile picture in. So this one is a circle, so if I wanted to lay it on top, I could. But you see this little green thing right here? It's going to add an image or like a stripe across their face, which I don't want, so I'm not going to put that in there. I mean, but you can see, like, see, you can have fun with some of this stuff if you're trying to create some type of iPhone image. You want to pop your own photo in there, whatever. Let me just find a normal circle one. And these are all free, so I don't have to pay for any of this. Okay, so some of these circle ones, this one's kind of cool. It's got a border around it. This one's got dots, so I kind of like that. And then, so let's say I want to keep that white background in there. And you see these little lines that'll pop up? That really just helps you with, you know, centering stuff out. Okay, but say I'm like, okay, I don't really like this pink. My colors for my brand are green or whatever. You can change your colors up here. It's got a default palette. You can hit plus. You can change your colors up here. Whatever you think matches your brand. And then I'm going to go to uploads. And here's where you can upload your images. And you'll see I've got it keeps my library of just random stuff in here. And I'll show you guys how to get this like fun stuff in here. So let's just say I have a rank advancement and I've uploaded their image in here, and I'm just going to drag and drop into that little circle. And there they are. Okay, but let's say it doesn't line up. You can double click on the image and you can make them bigger, make them smaller, whatever fits best. And maybe you find that, you know, a square one works better or whatever. And so that's kind of how you can do it. And then you'll always have a template for it. So we picked this template because we liked it, but let's say we didn't like our background image. Now I want to do something pink. I can drag and drop into the background. And now I've got something like this. Let's say, okay, well, this is kind of, let me zoom in so I can see better. Let's see. Okay, let me show you guys. Okay, so let's say I want to make this smaller because I need to add some text, but I don't want to change what I've done right here. So I can select these two items together. So see how I just kind of drag through both items? So now I got the white circle and then my image. I can group them together so that they stay together, and I can minimize and maximize it as needed without messing with my dimensions on either image. Okay, and you can ungroup too if you have to move them around. Okay, so let's put that there in the center or a little down low. Let's put it up here.
So Steph, how did you know that it was going to have that green line across? Like, how did you know that this one wasn't going to have the green thing on it?
I've done too many, maybe. So this is like the generic image that they got in here. So if you cut, most of these ones up here do that. So like, see how this has a little color, and you can click on it to find out, and you'll see it's got this, right? So this is kind of fun. So if I want to put someone's image here and I want to write, you know, emerald right here, that's kind of fun too. And I can change, you know, my color to be whatever I want it to be. Maybe it matches their shirt or whatever. So yeah, you can just click on it and play with it and then just delete it. But you got grids in here. So if you wanted some type of transformation photo, but they have lots of fun free stuff. So,
okay, thanks.
Yeah, good question. Because there are times when I've clicked on stuff, I'm like, yes, this would work perfect. And I'm like, no, it covers up like my entire image. No. So you just play with it. Okay, so let's see. We added frames, and then
those pretty swipies at the bottom. Where did you get those?
Swipies. Oh, swipies. Yes. So these images that I've uploaded.
Oh, okay.
Is that what you're talking about?
It looked like nail polish, like.
Oh, brush. Okay, so those are called brush strokes.
Okay.
So I'm gonna show you guys. So these are the ones that you're talking about, right? Kind of like, let's pick this one.
Oh yeah, that's so pretty.
This kind of clashes, so it bugs my eyes. But let's just say we're rolling with the purple look here. Okay, so if we want to put something like that in here, you can just go to Google. So this is why I say there's really no need to pay for different things on Canva, because you can, I mean, Google's your best friend. So what's your color? What's your brand color? Like, do you have a color? What is your blue? Okay. Blue brush stroke. Oh, that's not what I want. We don't need brushes. Oh, okay, and here's a trick. So the 3 letters P and G stand for like a transparent background. So that's what you want. You don't want anything that's got that white background, you know, behind your image. So let's say we come in here, images, and how you can tell it's transparent, it's always got that checkered look behind it. So that's a good one. So let's just say we like this one. We can just save this image. And then we'll come back in here. And then you can either click upload or you can just drag and drop an image into here.
Cool.
Okay, and so once it's done loading, maybe, okay, we can just put that in here. Oh, they just, okay, so they cheated. They called that a PNG look and it's not. It's not what I wanted to do. Let's see. So sometimes you have to play with it because Google will save all kinds of stuff. This is a JPEG. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. But yeah, so that's how you can find, just play with it. You will be able to tell if it's a transparent background or not once you drag it into there. But I will tell you all a little secret. This I do pay for, so, but it's like $1. So if you want to spend the money, you totally can. This website's called Creative Market. And in here, you can go to graphics. I'm just going to type in blue glitter. Okay, and in here, there's a bunch of like different packs and stuff. So it can get expensive. I don't buy any of this crazy expensive stuff. But you can go in here and you're like, oh, this is cool. This is, you know, $4 and I can get all these different colors and save them and use them forever. And they're instant downloads. So sometimes I will do some of this stuff for fun. So like, I'm like, oh, okay, well, this I can use for maybe emerald stuff. I can use if I have a diamond, and different things like that. If you feel it fits your brand, that's kind of when I decide if I want to buy it or not. I don't make big investments on these, so, but this is a fun place if you're kind of looking in Google and you're not finding what you want. I think what else? There are stock photos in here too. So for example, some of like, let me see. I have one bundle that I purchased a while back. So like these little photos that you see people use are like stock images that you can drag and drop in here. That is a pack that I got off Creative Market, and you can definitely do that. And oftentimes with these images, you can make them transparent. So this little button right here, I can change my image to how I want. And see how that background is like turning blue? Go back over here where there's background and change your image to white, because earlier it was blueberries or something like that. So they had blue on there. So if I change my background to white, we now have a transparent image that I can put text all over.
Cool.
Okay, so we've done the fun thing there. We did frames. You can add free photos. If you find something you want to put in here, you can definitely do that. These are all free, so if you're trying to do some type of summer graphic, this is similar to like Word Swag, where you can pick like your background image. You can put text over it. Okay, shapes. These are fun. So like this little white circle that was there originally, it's just a shape. So I can change it up. These are all free. So say instead of this brush mark, I want to do something like this in the corner. I can do that and then write some text in here. Lines. So when I create those challenge pack images and I try and separate like the different options, I will do that with lines. You can go in here and let's say you want to click this one, change your rotation on it, maybe change your colors to whatever you want it to be, change your transparency. Let's see, and there's lots of fun stuff in here. You got diamonds. You can always change the colors on all of these whenever you want. Just come over here and click your new color. Arrows are fun. Okay, I think that's it. I don't really use illustrations. Icons are more, let's see. I don't use this one either, but just little images that you can use.
Super cool.
Okay, so let's say we want to add text. I would pick a few that you like on Canva that works with your brand, and put them in here. They pair up some different text for you, so you can always use these as an example if you want and just change up the text in them. But I have a few that I always use on mine, so I can just come in here and I'll click one of these. I like to go with like one cursive type script look and then one print. Trying to find the one I use. Okay, I always use this one. And let's say I wanted to say emerald, if I can spell.
Which one was that?
This one's satisfy.
Satisfy. Okay.
Yep. And let's say I want to say that, okay, so I don't like this look. Let's say I want to do like a dark color and I want a white on the inside. I can rotate this just, you know, however I want it to look. Let's say I want it to be a little bit bigger. You can change the color of your font here. You can change it to all caps. You can put bullets. This is nice. So let's say your text doesn't quite fit or you want it to be a little bit bigger. Oftentimes when people do like, let's say we put new emerald, and this is really big and I want to make my text smaller, but I'm like, oh, well, it's still kind of really spaced out. You come in here, click on spacing, you click on line height, and you can just make it closer together. So now it's more squished, if you will. You can come bring that in here. Doesn't quite fit, so I'm gonna go a little smaller. Maybe you have your team name up here somewhere. Do you guys have any questions so far?
No, this is great. Thank you so much.
Of course.
I'm in awe of all of this because my Canva looks like a preschooler did it compared to yours. So.
And now after this, it's going to be rocking. So maybe you want to put your team name up here and you're like, well, that kind of looks blah. I want to spice it up a little bit more. Or here's this one's fun, right?
Ooh, where'd you get that emerald?
On Google.
Oh.
Just Google like, okay, so here's a good example. So right here, right, we've layered this image on top. We don't want it on top because we want to see our name. You can hit arrange and just keep kicking back until you see that there. So something fun like that. You can add your
Oh, those are pretty.
brush stroke maybe in here if you want it behind your name. You can run their names on the side. You can, I'm trying to think what else I do. Oh, okay, so for example, say you're creating challenge group images and you kind of want the same theme and you just want to change up the text, or I'm trying to think what other example, but you can click copy several times and that will just automatically copy your template. And so when you download, you'll have like a file. So if I create 21 images, I have 21 of these and I can just change out each person's name or change out my text. And you can rearrange them and then delete them. Okay, what else? Oh, I created my daughter's birthday invitation. Okay, let me think. I think that's it, guys. I mean, I don't, or do you have any other, like, what other issues you guys run into when you're creating stuff?
Could you show us the one you were going to create, like one of your lift for ones, so we can just see how you would, one more way you might go about this?
Sure. Like what goes on in my mind? Okay, so what did I pick earlier? Square image. Actually, I'm just going to start. Well, okay, I'll just start here.
Actually, I do have a question. So we started with like the blueberries and like, I mean, obviously we are nowhere near like the blueberries that we started with. So does it matter what you start with? Can you pick anything? Okay.
You can pick anything. You can just pick a blank one too. So earlier when you were in here, so when you're in here and you just want to start with something blank, you can just click one of these and start with something blank. I think I'll just do Facebook. Okay, so I had downloaded some images earlier that I thought about possibly using. So let me see if I can put them in here. Oh, I didn't know that. Darn. Okay, so see how this image doesn't quite fit in here? It looks kind of weird and it's landscape a little bit. To fix that, or a way around it, I would probably just come into frames and I would pick, so I'm going to delete the, oh, actually I can probably, I'm going to pick a frame that I can drop the image into, and that hopefully will solve my problem. This one has a border. So Courtney, you were asking me earlier, can you kind of tell? Let me see. I could maybe work with this. Yeah. Oh, you know, did not pick a Facebook post. Facebook posts aren't square. That's right. Oh, see, you learn new things all the time. Okay, let's try this one more time. Okay. For anyone that is needs to hop off. This is kind of the end of the, I don't have much more. Okay. I'm gonna drop this image into here. Okay, now I can work with it a little bit more. He's off center, so I'm gonna double click on him. I'm gonna move him over a little bit. Okay, I don't like this color. And my colors are pink, but I think it makes this image a little too fruity. So I'm gonna make him a little more rustic for this group.
How did you put your brand colors up there?
Oh, that's a good question. I believe in your settings, you can change your image or change your, actually almost, okay, so there is one thing. When you use the app version, there are different things you can do that you can't do on a computer. So if you're trying to do, I've done this before, like an image for Instagram stories, there's a template in there for that in terms of sizing on your app. So what I've done is I've opened it up, and since Canva saves like a library for you, I just started a project on my phone, and then I opened it up on my laptop, and then I could play with it. But it's saved in there. So I think it's under settings somewhere. I don't exactly remember how I did it, but oh, here, your brand. So when you're on just canva.com, you can click on your brand and you can upload different things. You cannot upload your logo unless you pay for that version. But I have mine saved, so I just drag and drop when I need to. Is this the image we're working on? Oh, I think it's this one.
I don't even have a logo. Do you guys have a logo?
I have one for me, but I think, is it this one? Oh yeah, there he is. Okay. Okay. Oh, sorry guys. How do I decline this? Oh. Oh no. I didn't. Oh, okay. Here we go. Sorry, that was my husband calling. So I'll put some clever name. I have not come up with one yet that I want to name the group. Jeanette and I are actually running it together, so we'll have to come up with a name, but probably pick like a white so it'll pop, and then come in here and name it something clever. For now, we can just name it Live 4. But, and then I may do, I kind of like this. Okay. Oh, that's not what I want to do. So sometimes that will happen. If your background is a, like a frame that I created, if I move this image too fast, it'll pop in there. So what I have to do is be really careful. And you can always, always, always use your arrows on your laptop to move it around. And that's kind of what I'm going to do so that I prevent from filling out my frame. I'm going to make it smaller and then also make it a little more transparent to fit my image. But I'll probably spice it up a little bit more with like some background, and then I'll name my group. But other than that, that's kind of it. And then I'll probably hit copy a bunch so I can use this and then just put text on it for like inspiration days or just to kind of tie it all together in the group. But okay, guys, I think that's it. I don't really know what other knowledge I have. Has this been helpful?
Super helpful. Thank you so much.
You guys.
Yes, thank you so much, Steph.
If you want to close that out, should we take a picture?
Oh yeah, let me figure out how to stop sharing. I can never figure out how to stop sharing my screen. Oh, here we go. Stop share.
Oh, hello.
And I did record this call, so
Oh, that's for recording it.
let me hit stop.